That's
What time is it in
okay.
Australia
Blog Talk Radio.
It's
We're
12:30.
going live, so I need to put you on hold. Sorry. The time in which we live, we have to look inside to find the place within, beyond all fear and lies. Welcome to From Time Without Beginning, the worldwide energy healing radio network, a gathering of infinite beings from all over the planet, and maybe even beings from off-planet who are tuning in, where every passing minute is your chance to turn it all around. What else is possible for you and your universe today? I'm Tim Janakis, your host, singer-songwriter, energy healer, certified practitioner of the Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson, and student of many other healing modalities such as the Body Code, Access Consciousness, Quantum Touch 2.0, Theta Healing, Three-Dimensional Therapy, and Lloyd Mears, Healing Numbers, and more. And wow, what else is possible today? How did we get so lucky? Looks like I messed up the time difference for our callers calling from Australia. I think I've had some people call in from Australia and New Zealand before. I thought I always had the time right, but I guess I'm like an hour or so off or more. But today, luckily, we have her on. I'm going to bring her on in a moment. Her name is Mina. I hope I'm saying her name right. Her last name is Firme. I think it's Firme or Firme. I don't know. We'll get her to correct it when she comes on. She's our third person who's been on who's psychic or how should we say clairvoyant or psychic. Mina is an energy healer and spiritual counselor who has helped clients achieve the life they deserve. And she believes the key to transformation is self-love, and that when you truly love yourself, everything starts to fall in place. And she was born with the ability to see, know, and feel things that others couldn't. And she would wake up in the middle of the night sometimes when she was a little girl and see colorful lights, and she sensed all kinds of energies and dangers and things before other people. So we're going to bring her on, and she's going to talk a little bit more about what she does. Let's see, which line is she on? Okay, Mina, are you there?
Hello, Tim. Hello, everyone. I'm here.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm so sorry. What time is it now in your part of the world?
It's 12:30. It's 12:32.
So we said. What did we say? 1:30?
1:30. Yes.
Oh,
That's
we're
okay.
an hour wrong. I think the time changes. Do you guys have spring forward or fall back?
No, not now. We're still in winter. We have winter time now. Our time is going to change again. Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
Okay. So what I did is I changed the time for all the other countries. Japan, we don't change the time, so that's what messed me up.
Probably, yeah.
Oh well.
But that's all good.
Oh my God.
We talk.
Well, anyway, we have a lot of people calling in. So why don't you give us a little more background of what you do and how you first got into it?
Okay, so well, my bio says a little bit about that. So when I was a little girl, I used to see all these lights, waking up in the middle of the night and seeing colors, and actually being very frightened because I was raised Catholic, and that was something that Mom and Dad didn't agree much. So all this spiritual stuff was a bit like the evil. And I didn't develop any of that because I was in fear pretty much all my life. I had a lot of wake-up calls as spirit trying to awaken me, but I just didn't want to awaken because I was frightened. And that went on until I was 40. And one day I woke up and I thought, oh, this is in the middle of antidepressants because I couldn't sleep and all that stuff going on. And when I reached 40, I thought, I think I want to know more about what this spiritual stuff is, and I want to. Life wasn't. I wasn't happy. Pretty much, I just wasn't happy. I was a mother. I loved my kids. loved my husband, but at the moment I wanted more. So I started searching, and I found it. It took me about a year. Was very, 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 very much into finding what's my purpose, and with a lot of pressure. So for a whole year I was searching, couldn't find anything. And then I came across theta healing, the modality. So even though I don't do much of that anymore because I adapt my own way of doing things, that's how I started. And that was a big awakening for me. All that fear for all those years, it just was gone. And I started to work with people, did a lot of work on myself, still do, and that's pretty much how I started. But it took a while. It took a while because I was in fear. And I understand now why. Yeah. So many, belief systems around that, around the spiritual world not being something that you do, not being something that you tune in. It was just all the fear there from even from my ancestors as well, family, ancestors, society. I was born and raised in Portugal, and as many of you probably know that Portugal is a very Catholic country. The environment is very Catholic. They're still very conservative about a lot of stuff, and so I just I didn't want to wake up, but once I did. That's it. I'm not going to fall asleep again. I can't even conceive the idea of going back to the way things used to be. There's so much. And my life is so different.
I looked up the definition of clairvoyant today, and it comes from the French word meaning clear and vision. So we can say you have your blinders off now, unlike many people have their blinders on.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that the blinders are off. and the thing is, I usually say this, and it's so important. It's awareness. I had no clue. I mean, we talked about, the spiritual stuff and seeing things and sensing things, but apart from all that, I wasn't aware of how life works in a way. The belief systems we have, the things we go through that can bring trauma and shock into our lives. I just had no idea. Everything was it was very close to that. I had abandonment issues. I would never think in my whole life that I would have that going on. And that came from when I was born, only because my father didn't go and see me while I was born. So I was in hospital for 2 or 3 days, came home, and he only saw me home because he couldn't go and see me in hospital. And the baby really felt really rejected and abandoned.
Cool.
Only because of that. Yeah. So awareness is very important, and it's such a gift to be aware, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I was raised Buddhist, which the Buddha, the name of Buddha means enlightened one or awakened one. And I think we are all, luckily I came from a background that believes we are all infinite beings, and we all have the ability to be clairvoyant and to see clearly and to perceive the future and perceive the past and everything. But all of us, I think we walk around hypnotized. We're hypnotized by our culture, our beliefs. So we all have blinders on. So do you also teach people how to take their blinders off or how to become more psychic or more aware? Do you teach that as well?
Well, not really. I mean, I'm thinking of bringing some online courses. There is ways to do that. I do feel that once the person is ready, things just really start to open up. But then there is, past life stuff. A lot of us bring stuff from the past as promises of not seeing, promises or even agreements, curses, that sort of thing, of not wanting to be intuitive. A lot of people that come to me have been burned at the stake, that sort of stuff. So that can also be an influence to block your intuition and block your seeing and block your sensing. That's a very common thing. But there is ways to release that. So yes, of course, in a way, I do help people to become more in tune with themselves, because that's what this is about. It's about being more in tune with who you are, and knowing who you are. And you so right, Tim. We are all intuitive. We are all clairvoyant, all psychic. Some of us, or most of us, don't go there and don't develop that side, but we are all intuitive. I completely agree. There is not a person in this planet that doesn't have intuition. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's once you start recognizing it, and you can start bringing it out, because most people just shut it down, as you say. They're afraid of
Society
it,
as well.
Yeah.
It depends on your background, depends on a lot of things. And again, most of times is also because sometimes it's easier not to know. You probably have heard, and probably everyone on the call have heard, that ignorance is a bliss. When you don't know, you don't have to act on. So a lot of people walk around like hypnotized, like you just said, and they choose not to know, and they choose not to feel, and they just choose not to go there. And that's okay. That's all good. You know, it's all about the learning and what we're here for. And I feel that we're all here for two main reasons: to be happy and to learn. That's what I feel. Life is not supposed to be hard in any way or to be a struggle in any way. We are here to understand ourselves, to learn, and to have a wonderful life. And that is not impossible. That is certainly not impossible. It might take a while, but it is possible to live a happy and abundant life. I truly believe that. And we don't need fixing. You know, people, I need this fixing. I have this issue. I have that issue. We are already perfect. We don't need fixing. We do this work because we want to better ourselves and be more empowered and grow as a soul and as a human being. So it's about, spiritual growth, not necessarily fixing. And a lot of people have that mentality that there's all these issues and they all need fixing. We are not damaged. We are already perfect. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we have a lot of callers. Luckily we didn't have too many people being confused by the time changes. I sometimes put the wrong time. I need to update that for the next time we have Australian people. So what's the weather like in Australia now?
It's been a bit cold. I mean, this is winter now, and Australia usually doesn't have a very cold winter compared with some countries. Compared with Portugal, it's nothing. But for the last 2 weeks, it's been quite cold. Today is a beautiful sunny day. Today is beautiful. But night time, around 5 o'clock, the temperature drops a bit, so it's been a bit cold. Compared with last year, I don't know, I feel like this winter has been colder than last winter. Or maybe I just don't remember last winter, but I feel that. How is the weather in Japan?
The weather is raining. And I have an outside concert tonight. And last week I had 2 outside concerts, and those 2 days it was supposed to rain all night. And I made the rain go away just for nighttime so I can have a nighttime concert. It was beautiful weather. So tonight I'm going to do the same thing. I have a concert tonight, and I have to make the rain go away. Yeah.
It's playing our game, isn't it?
Do you want to go to one of the callers? We can start already talking to the people, and we can start working on them.
Yes, sure.
Okay,
Let's
good.
do that.
So all the people listening in, if you push 1, for some reason, the last couple of weeks we had some problems with the phone lines, and some people pushed 1, and it made them disappear. So if you push 1 and you get hung up on, next time you call back in, I write down all the numbers, so don't push 1 again, because there was a problem with the switchboard. I don't know what it was, but everyone was pushing 1 and getting dropped off. So if you do get dropped off, don't push 1 again. Just call back in, and I'll notice you called in twice, and I'll pick up the phone for you. But we're going to go to, wow, we have lots of callers. I'm going to go to one I have a list of all the callers who have ever called in, so I go back and see if some of them, but there's too many callers, so I can't look at my list at the same time. So I'm just going to pick one kind of randomly. I'm going to pick the one in the 785 area code. So in the 785. Oh, my God. Oh, I know who it is. Great, 785 area code. See, I forgot who it was, but then that's okay. I know who it is. It's your lucky day.
This is Amanda.
Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Great. I feel so lucky.
How are you, Amanda?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm not quite sure what to ask or what to have you look at, but I just feel kind of stuck in my life, and I went back to my hometown, and I didn't feel as sick or anything, but I come back to where I live now, and I feel sick. I put up an invisibility field around me, and it all falls away. So there's something that's blocking me.
So what's the problem about being seen? Why don't you want to be seen? What's the discomfort about that? Have you thought about that, Amanda?
I can acknowledge I don't like to be seen.
Yes. So I do feel that part of it, it's your inner child that doesn't feel very comfortable being around people. So she goes and hides.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I also see there that you do a little bit of, it's like what's the name? It's an automatic mode of being. So when things start to get a little bit tough, when there is discomfort in your life, not knowing what to do, stress, you go and hide because that's your way of feeling protected and safe.
Okay.
Okay?
But memory that goes to
from
mind is my dad chased me around with a dead mouse when I was 5 years old, and that was my first panic attack. And I hid under a bed.
So there you are. There you are. Got goosebumps. Okay. So what we can do here, we're going to start by sending a huge wave of unconditional love to your inner child. And we're going to clear that trauma, the trauma and the shock for what happened when you were 5. And then I see something around the age of 9 that traumatized you also a little bit. Don't know if you remember what it is, but there's a bit of trauma around 9.
One thing that
were
comes
you
to
bullied
mind
at
is
school?
one of my outfits got dirty, and I got in real in trouble for it.
Okay, so that's also a bit of trauma there. So let's clear all that trauma and all that shock, and what the inner child sees or feels or perceives as that being a truth and that being a reality. We're going to give her the understanding here that it doesn't have to be that way. That's not the highest truth. There was a situation, something that happened, but it's safe and okay to let go of that now. And she doesn't have to live by those conditions or rules or what she believed to be the truth, because that is not the highest truth. So we're also going to download mother love, father's love, family love, self-love, and give you divine understanding on those relationships you had with mom, you had with dad separately, you had with them as parents, you had with the family in general, and also that the relationship that the inner child had with the self. Okay, so some trauma happened there. At 5, yes. I have a meditation that talks about people being frozen in the timeline. I do feel you actually are a little bit stuck there in the timeline around 5, because there was a lot of shock for the child.
There was a lot of trauma.
Yeah. And sort of some aspect of you, or part of you, not an aspect of you, but some energy sort of stayed in the timeline and it's frozen. It's not moving. So we're going to melt it down with love. Can we do that? Melt it down with love?
Yes.
And I apologize, I forgot to say that. Sometimes I do funny noises, a bit of burping, a bit of yawning. So
Whatever works.
I apologize. I apologize for that. So also all the reasons why you feel that you need to, and this goes for every aspect of you, that you feel you need to stay stuck, or that you feel you need to stop yourself from moving forward, or see moving forward as something that's unknown and uncomfortable, and something that might be dangerous. For every part of you that feels this way or thinks this way or believes that this is the truth, we're also going to believe that. Okay, good. So when I see the child now, your body is moving, but your feet still stuck on the ground, which means that the love helped to melt down, the frozen, the ice, because I literally see people like they are, covered in ice. So there's no more ice, but your feet's still there. Just tell me this.
I was supposed
what
to be
can
seen
happen?
and not heard.
Yeah, that too. So there's also not a lot of understanding about, you expressing yourself. But what does it mean to you when we talk about, moving forward? So what's the first thought or feeling or image that you get when we say that, that it's okay to start moving forward? How do you feel?
My mind feels like I want to fly there, so my feet feel like concrete.
Yeah. So I'm seeing the feet there. So we're going to bring safety in the frequency of healing the past. Let's bring the frequency of love and healing and support and understanding and forgiveness. One foot is out, the other one's still in. Okay, so the unknown, all this perspective about the unknown, don't know what it is, what's going to happen, I need to know, and all the need to control your life or to control how things are going to happen. Let's also send love to your ego aspect and give it the understanding that you can relax now. It doesn't have to keep controlling your life or controlling any part of your life. Let's pull all obligations of needing to do this and download that safe to let go. Let go of the need to control. Whew. Okay, both feet are out, but you're not moving.
Don't know how.
Maybe that's exactly what you need to know, that you need to know how to move forward and know that it's especially safe to move forward. So let's also clear all the society thinking about the moving forward or moving forward too fast, or if you go too fast you crash, that sort of thing. There's a bit of collective thinking there. And bring the flow. That's what I was going to say before. Yeah? Bring the flow. Bring the frequency of flow to your life, to every area of your life.
And flow doesn't have to be in a straight line.
No, it doesn't. That's the need for control. When you go like this, it has to be this way. You have to do this and this and this. And that's so much pressure we bring to ourselves because we believe that things, in order to happen, you go and take the action, and you get so caught up into how it needs to be done. And the universe, this is not giving power back to the universe because we co-create with the universe, but it's actually about understanding that you co-create with the universe. The more you can relax and let go of the need to control, the more the universe is going to bring to you what's going to be right for you, for your best and highest good all the time. Okay, you're moving. I wouldn't say you're moving too fast, but you are walking on a steady pace. The child is walking on a steady pace. So just before we go, we're going to align the child with every other part of you so everyone is on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's bring support. Again, forgiveness, understanding. Security, confidence, and self-love. So how do you feel, Amanda?
I feel lighter.
You have the giggles. It's always a good thing when we have the giggles.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Yes, the fairies are out. That's good when we have the giggles. That was good. There was a bit of resistance on the child to move from that situation, but I'm seeing you walking steady now. So just
I have a
allow,
7-year-old, so I'm going to watch her.
Yeah, play with her. Play with her. I said this before, and I feel that one thing that helps a lot, and it doesn't take that long to do. If you can find a picture of you when you were a child, and any age, doesn't matter, doesn't have to be a certain age, but keep that photo with you, close to you, on your bedside table, and every morning and night, tell that photo, I love you.
Okay.
It takes a second to do that. Even if you don't believe it, you're training your mind to start bringing that to you. Sometimes, what's the point? I don't believe that. I'm telling this photo I love you, but I don't believe it. It doesn't matter if you don't. It's the, fake it until you make it sort of thing. But it brings the child closer to you, and it will start moving things, allowing things to, to feel more within yourself and to appreciate more yourself. And pay attention to, in every space of your life, an area of your life where you are going into the negative self-talk towards yourself. If you're doing that, then there is no love there. So in the space of fear, love cannot exist, and vice versa. So pay attention to the inner talk. But love yourself for that, you know what I mean? Don't, so it's about understanding, well, okay, I'm a bit angry with myself or resentful or judgmental or whatever, but I still love me. And I'm going to love me all the time. It's not impossible, and it's actually an easy process. Bringing the photo close to you and saying, I love you every day, it's going to make a difference to the relationship you have with yourself.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for
so
calling
much,
in, Amanda.
Thank you very, very
please
much.
Call in next time. Thank you. So we have...
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have so many new callers, so I'm going to try to take someone I've never taken before. And, whoops, one just dropped off. So if the person from 512 calls back, don't push 1 because I'll know you already called in and you raised your hand before, because I think the switchboard's doing some funny things again. But let's go with someone in, I don't even know where 650 area code is, but the person in the 650 area code, where are you calling from and what's your name?
Hi, am I on the line?
Yes, you are.
My name is Bhavana, and I'm calling from Redwood City, California, in the Bay Area.
Great.
Hello,
How can
Bhavana.
Mina help you?
Hello, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And my intuition said I would be on the show somewhere close to 8 o'clock, so here we go. I'm here.
Welcome.
Well, the first question I wanted to ask is, I've been doing a lot of past life clearing, and I've had pain, some sprout up around my heart chakra, and I had a few of those cleared, and those were cleared, and then the very next day I had another pain crop up, which it seems to be lingering, and it's right under my chest. It's on the right side. I guess it's the rib cage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if did I sprain that muscle somehow, or is that another past life clearing that I'm going through?
I feel it is, but I also see around your heart, which it might influence or reflect back to that part of the body because it's close. There is a contract going on there on your heart from a past life. So I don't know exactly how so you've been tuning into your past lives and doing readings and understanding some of the past lives. Is that what you're saying? That you've been through?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All of
you
my
have
death.
many. So would you say, Bhavna, the relationship with men is a healthy one or not so much?
That's exactly what I'm clearing right now. Right now I'm
Exactly.
choosing to be single in order to release all of those fears and the contracts from the past.
Mm-hmm. So it's agreed. So I said it's a contract, yes, but it looks like a greed sort of thing, like lettuce gate. So we're going to clear that. And I feel this is something, so the words that come up is renouncing your, a couple of things, renouncing pleasure, the pleasures of life, and that can go for anything, renouncing seeing yourself for who you are, and having and needing to, so there's also some obligations there, also from the past, having and needing to somehow obey man.
Okay,
so
you mean I did renounce pleasures, or I should renounce pleasure?
You did.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
You did.
Makes
sense. No,
you
shouldn't renounce pleasures. You have all the right to have pleasure in life. But this is, before. So that greed that I'm seeing is right in the middle of the heart chakra. But the energy of that greed, I said a contract. I mean, I've never seen like this, but it does feel like a contract. It sort of reflects back on your on that part of your body. There's also a feeling of unsupported when it comes to men, like men don't support me. They put me, they don't make me a priority. So it's feeling also unsupported by the male, by male energy, by men in general.
Would that affect also my root chakra, like my lower back area?
Yes.
Because that seems also to have sprouted, at the same time of the heart, the lower back. That issue.
The lower back, yes. And do you feel you are grounded most of the times or ungrounded?
I always try to ground myself, but I have a greater need to be in nature because I spend a lot of time, in meditation, so I can, bring in a lot of higher energy. So that's what I'm always seeking ways to ground myself.
So maybe what I'm picking up is more around nighttime. I feel you do some astral travel.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of that?
I am, because when I wake up in the morning, sometimes I can't feel my feet. So I have to immediately bring myself back. I even have been saying lately, I'm coming back to my body.
Yes.
And so I can't. Sometimes I've been saying, don't go anywhere tonight. I want to, because I don't feel like I sleep peacefully. I feel like I'm traveling too much. And, yeah, actually you reminded me to do that because I've been only recently that I say, I want to stay in my body now. So
yes, you call your name. Keep calling your name. And you can command, download, you say, okay, I choose to be in my body now. And usually does the trick. I mean, you already spend time with nature, so I was going to say hug a tree, walk on grass, but you do already spend some time with nature. I feel it's more at night time, so you take off and then you get a bit ungrounded and wake up a bit tired. Feels like you're also very busy doing stuff wherever you go because you're a healer as well. Mm-hmm. So there's like spending time in other dimensions and helping around. And it's nothing wrong with that, of course, but as long as you keep your rest, as long as you still rest. So you don't have to do it. You can choose to do it, but make sure that you grounded and you still get your rest, your proper rest. The reason why I ask you that is I'm seeing the base chakra really down, like down, so it's not balanced, where it should be. So I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to bring some earth energy there. Let's bring some earth energy. To keep you more, to keep you grounded, to keep you aligned with your body and aligned with Mother Earth, and knowing that you're always going to be connected. You can be grounded and connected at the same time, and there is nothing that you need to run away from. So it's like a bit of running away, things getting a bit too tough, and let's just take off sometimes. There is no need to run away. You are safe where you are. Okay, came up a bit, good. Okay, so I'm getting where you're going to bring some water there, some to clear. That will help. It's the balance between water and earth, the energy of water and earth, so let's do that. And while that's happening, can we check that in a minute? Let's just the healing take place there on the base. But can we start by letting go of those contracts and greeds that I'm seeing in your heart?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so let's give you clarity about the lifetime where you made all these contracts. And heal that lifetime, have completion there. Forgiving all the men that hurt you back then. Let's bring forgiveness to that lifetime. And forgiveness for you as well. On all levels of the soul. On all levels of being. In any contracts, agreements, harsh words, like, let me explain something here, because sometimes people get a little bit, oh my God, a curse, oh my God, a spell, and it feels like it's all, the witchcraft stuff. Sometimes it is, sometimes it is not. So a curse does not necessarily mean that, the witches got together and put, rabbit feet and frog legs together to make up some kind of a curse or spell. Mm-hmm. A lot of times what happens is, and it comes up as a curse because it's dead energy, but somebody saying something with a very harsh and negative energy behind the words, it can look like a curse or a spell sometimes. So it's important to understand that. Let's clear them. Okay, send them to creation and bring the vibration of unconditional love and support. Forgiveness is like playing a big part in here, forgiveness. So I'm seeing there, this lifetime where this bunch of women decided to, this one comes up every now and then, decided to leave their husbands and brothers and fathers, and they run away from them because they were being abused and not well treated, and they took up their power by leaving. But at the end of the day, they ended up being caught, and the pain they endure after that was a lot worse than before. So there's a lot of trauma, and we're going to clear the trauma. But let's also give you the understanding that it's safe for you to forgive this man, that this happened in the past. Everyone was choosing, because we all have free will and choice. And they did what they did because your soul chose to go through that because it needed to learn the importance of forgiveness. So I'm not going into detail of that time because we don't have, much time to go into that detail. But if you want to know more, you can send me an email and I explain that in more detail, if that's okay with you, Pavna. So you understand more about this lifetime?
Mm-hmm. Great. Oh, Pavna, thank you so much.
Oof, wow. How is that? Feels good?
Yeah, I feel more centered in my heart. Yeah. Yep. Thank you
Good.
very
How
much.
is the pain?
Yeah, it's much better. It's much better, and I was kind of touching upon that. You shined a brighter light, which I feel I'm very grateful that I was wondering, well, why am I going through all these have I gone through such harsh lessons? And I said, if I can learn to forgive my enemies, then I can be an example to other people. And that can be inspiring, because how can I call myself a healer if I didn't heal within my own self? This is where everything starts, because that's not from the ego. That's really from the heart. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much for calling in, Bhavna.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a great show.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so
Hey,
we've
team.
been going straight. We have a lot of other callers, and I don't want you to get worn out. So, and do you need to take a drink or take a break, or how are you feeling, Mina?
I'm fine. Let's do the next one. I'm fine. I have a bit of water, but we don't need to stop.
Okay,
Here, I
good.
can do the next one.
Good. Okay, we're going to go to Heidi,
Thank you.
who's in, I think, California, too. I forget. Heidi, how are you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Heidi.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing so good. I'm even better being on the show. So I would love any guidance of be able to be more clairvoyant.
Okay. Okay, so the first thing when you said that, I'm seeing the cross on your third eye. That's the first thing I saw. So let's see where that comes from. I feel that comes from a bit of mother stuff, a bit of your ancestors, yes, a little bit of past life as well. And let me ask you this, Heidi. What if you could just see, just be open, have that third eye open and just see?
That's what I keep trying to picture, but I'm not seeing it.
So there's also pressure about having to see and needing to see. So you want to see, but there's pressure. So apart from childhood and a bit of past life implants there is also this pressure of needing to see, and I want to see. So can we let go of that pressure? Because
yes.
And what we would just, Tim and I were talking about before, that we're all intuitive and we're all clairvoyant, and that's very true. So that is there, your vision, the inner vision is there. Didn't go anywhere. It didn't go on holidays, or it's there. The thing is, the more pressure we bring to ourselves about, I want to see this, the needs of this has to happen, it's blocking, it's not allowing things to go.
Okay.
So that's why the importance of letting go of the pressure and realizing that you are an intuitive being, you are already clairvoyant, and just allow the flow to start happening. So there's a couple of implants from Atlantis. There's like a master implant. They used to call it a master implant on your pineal gland, so that's also not helping much. So with kindness and gentleness and ease, we're going to remove that. But before that, let's give you the understanding here, which is important for you to understand. Because we're removing those implants and those blocks, right, it doesn't mean tomorrow morning you're going to wake up and you can, see your intestines moving. or see all these angels or spirit. So that's not what it means. It will happen gradually. So there's nothing to fear about this. There's nothing to be concerned about this. But simply just allowing yourself to have that inner vision. So we're going to bring some purple light there, some high vibration purple light to start clearing the third eye and remove those implants. And let's give it a good clean on the pineal gland. Okay, so all the reasons why you feel, the ones you feel it's not okay, or I might not be safe, or might be too much for me if I start seeing more. I'm just going to release that too. Do your shoulders, how are your shoulders? Do you have a bit of pressure on your shoulders?
No.
Your shoulders...
My neck has been sore the last 2 days, which it's never been.
Your neck, okay.
Neck.
Okay, so that's a plug. When I call a plug, when you plug into the matrix, into collective thinking about intuition, witchcraft. Were you raised Catholic, or were you raised in a religion where this was... Yeah.
Catholic.
Yep. I know the feeling, honey. So... So let's pull that plug, okay? Because there's all this collective thinking. Religious, it's like based on religion, collective thinking about the spiritual world, spirit, intuition, vision, sensing things, seeing things, and seeing that, and the child still a little bit caught up into that. So let's send the love and give a complete understanding on all that. So again, that's not the highest truth. That's what society made you believe.
I agree.
Okay, let's also give you the understanding here about the Bible and things in the Bible. So man wrote the Bible. It wasn't God or Jesus that wrote the Bible. So having that understanding, you will bring you to a space of, because, religion follows the Bible and they interpret things whatever way they wanted to interpret, and that's okay. But then it's up to us to have discernment. So let's give you discernment on the Bible. And everything you read, heard, or seen when it comes to being intuitive, or clairvoyant, or psychic, or anything to do with the spirit world.
Okay.
How is the neck?
Feels great now. Thank you.
Relief there?
Yep.
Yes? Good one. Good one. Glad I could help.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Heidi. Lots of love to you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Tim.
Heidi. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Okay. Before we take any other callers, every one of the callers, I just had a lot of things come up in my world on every issue you brought up and all the callers. And I just came to the conclusion. I've been studying walk-ins. You know what a walk-in is?
I've heard of it, yes. Somebody that takes into another soul. So the soul leaves.
Yeah.
And somebody comes in.
My wife got pregnant when we first got married. After we first got married, she got pregnant, and then we lost our first child during the 4th or 5th month of pregnancy. And at that time, she didn't want to continue living. My wife, it was devastating for her because she was 40 years old, and she thought she couldn't have another chance of having another baby. So she wanted to leave this world, and she did, I think, and a walk-in came in. So I'm now married to someone who is the polar opposite of everything I knew before. So I'm fine with that, but I just want to know how I can deal with that, because everything she enjoyed doing before we were married, she doesn't like doing anymore. Everything I said, remember what you said when we got our honeymoon? Remember this? No, I never said that. Everything.
That's a bit of a challenge, yeah.
There's nothing that we could agree on anymore, and it's kind of difficult. But I'm fine with the fact that she left and there's another being now inhabiting her body. But I want to know what I can do about it.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic because I've heard of it, but I've never known anyone that had that experience. So thank you for sharing that.
I found out I'm a walk-in too. I'm a walk-in
All
too.
right.
So my being was 1 year old and got hit by a car, and that's when I came in. So.
How old were you? 1?
Yeah, or the person who was me before left the body because I was kind of scary for it. It was 1 year old. It got a car backed over it with its little scooter, and that being just left the body, and so I saw an empty body and I jumped in it.
Wow. See, but the thing is that this happened when you were 1. Yes, but the thing is, this happened when you were 1. So you know who you are now. It's like you lost 1 year of what it used to be. So you don't have recollection of you don't remember. You don't remember that because you were too young. With your wife, the picture changes because she's a bit older. But what I'm saying for you, Tim, is I'm a great believer of accepting things for what they are. You know, when we accept things, when we love things for what they are, that's when really transformation happens. So accept that. There's still a part of you that you haven't completely accepted this happened. Once you do, I'm not saying that she's going to recover the memory. She probably won't, but it won't be so much of a challenge for you. Because the soul that's in now, it's a beautiful soul. You know what I mean? Same body, yes. So the person that used to be there is still there physically. It's a different soul, but it's still a beautiful soul. So when you accept that this is it, you allow things to start transforming and you will start seeing it in a different light. It's important to accept that this happened. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Is that a little bit challenged for you to accept this? Yeah.
It's a challenge, but I believe life is a challenge no matter what happens. So I try to always do the best with all the challenges that come my way and try to grow from them. So.
Yes, because you can teach each other a lot. You know, there's no coincidence that she has chosen to go and some other soul chose to come in and you were there. So there is already something in common because you also walk in, and I feel there is a lot you can learn from each other. So be patient. That would be my recommendation to you. Be patient, but know and understand that this relationship is still possible. By accepting this happened. Now let's make the most of it. Because the soul that's in there is it is a beautiful soul. So see what it is for what it is. Okay, so
I have to learn the new person. What I need to learn something about the new person because I'm trying to do everything I did with the last person and it doesn't work.
Maybe you have to find new things to do together. You know, it's balancing each other. You know, coming together. Oh, I don't like sushi, but I like red meat. So what are we going to do? Well, you know, maybe I try your red meat and you can try my sushi. So balancing things, you know, finding things, because I'm sure that there is more than a couple of things that you can be able to do together and enjoy it. Okay? Makes sense?
Okay.
You will know.
Yeah.
You will find out.
Okay.
How long ago this happened?
This happened, my daughter is now 2 years old, so she lost the baby about 6 months before we made another baby, so it's been about 3.5 years now.
3.5 years. And things haven't really improved, or sometimes?
It's just been getting more and more difficult every day, every year. It's just like until I just came to this conclusion about a month ago because I realized that I was a walk-in, and then I started working on her for that issue, and I realized that's what happened. So once I came to that conclusion, it's been a little bit easier because then I can now not try to do what I was doing before. I was trying to figure out what happened to that other person I knew.
Mm. Part of them might still be there. I mean, I'm not expert. I'm not an expert on that. But when we look at, we are connected. When we look at that concept, we are all connected, and we are. So I would say that might still be some aspects of the other soul that this one can remember. At least the body, the cellular memory of the body, it might still remember. I just got that. So, doing the inner work, it might help her to. Is she aware? She knows? She's aware of this?
Oh, no, I've never even brought up the issue to her. She speaks Japanese and I speak English, and she's much better at English than I am at Japanese, but she refuses to use Japanese with me, or refuses to use English with me, so she wants me to become fluent in Japanese, so she refuses to talk to me in the language she can speak to me in, so it's difficult. She didn't do that as much before, but once now she doesn't want to use any English at all.
But it's what I call going with the flow. So the other thing is, it's been 3.5 years. You're doing your best. If you really love her, don't give up.
Yeah.
But understand that it doesn't have to be that way. If you choose to leave, it's still okay.
Yeah. And
see, either way.
Have to be, I don't know. Yeah. Well, the thing that's keeping me together is my daughter is the most amazing being I've ever met in my life, and my daughter just turned 2 years old, and I think she's one of these super psychics or something, because she's really
probably
different than most kids.
She's beautiful. Mm.
Yeah, her name's Rosina, which I didn't realize.
She's
I named her after my
beautiful soul.
Yeah, so I'm staying around because I don't want, my daughter needs a father, so. Anyway,
you'll figure out things.
Yeah. So
Thank
actually now it's 1:30 now in Australia, and now 3:30 in New Zealand, exactly like the time we thought we were going to have the call start.
Yeah, we should be starting by now.
Yeah, and I think we got some new callers calling in, probably thinking the call is just starting. I want to apologize for anyone who's calling in from New Zealand or Australia because we were an hour off, and luckily Mina knows. She knew to get ready an hour early because she knew something was wrong with the times I had here, intuitively. So
lucky us, huh? They will start on time. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're starting on time. The people who haven't raised their hand, if you want to raise your hand, push 1. If you do get cut off, just call back and don't raise your hand again because that's what happened on before. Some people got cut off. So let's go with someone else on Skype. I'm guessing they're from another country. What's your name on Skype? Okay, I can't hear them. So if you're listening in on Skype, or if you're calling in on a computer, yes, go ahead. Hello?
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. What question do you have for Mina?
I think no. Fine.
I can't hear you.
I just nothing after.
Okay. For some reason, your call is cutting in and out, so we can't hear you. Can you try calling in again on Skype, and I'll pick you up whenever I see a computer line or another line call in right away? Because we're not being able to hear you.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything as well, Tim. It was just
Yeah, okay, they hung up, so they're going to call back. Let me just see if some of the people who don't have their hand raised, because the switchboard has all kinds of problems. So if you are calling in and you didn't raise your hand, but you want to be helped, just say your name. Okay. Maybe someone in the 415 area code, if you want to be helped, say your name.
Wow.
If you don't want to be helped, don't say your name. But if you do want to be helped, just say your name, and I'll know you want to help. You want to talk to Mina. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I guess we're going to wait until the other caller calls back or the other person raises their hand. We do have some people in the chat room. If you want to ask any questions in the chat room, you can do that. I want to give Mina's website because I forgot to do that at the beginning of the call. So let's see. Mina's website is www. .love, L-O-V-E, hyphen frequency, or how do you say hyphen? Yeah, hyphen frequency.com. So lovefrequency.com with a hyphen in between love and frequency. So Mina,
that's right.
For the people just calling in, we started an hour early because I had the times wrong in Australia and New Zealand. So if you just called in now, I'm sorry for that time difference. I think I had it set to when the times were at different and the times change. I keep all the times the same because in Japan we don't change our times, but all over the world they do all these time changes and it drives me crazy, and I try to keep up with them all. But so maybe until the other person calls back in, Mina, I wonder. I'm thinking of the radio program. Go ahead. You want to say something? Anything you want to say?
I was just going to say something like, what we've done for these people, for Amanda, Bhavna, and Heidi. If you have the same issue happening, would work for you, because that was my intention. The intention that I set up is the people that call in, and if your issue resonates with, you also get the healing.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that you know that.
Okay, and it's probably true for the people who call in later, because all this is going to be in the archive, so it can be listened to, and I'm going to probably put it up on YouTube later in the future once I get time. So people listening in the future, you're probably going to be able to get healing too, just kind of resonate. I find with most people, if they just say yes to whatever you're clearing, it kind of allows them to clear it too, because we're all infinite beings.
Yeah, he helps because your conscious mind is already saying yes to it. So he acknowledges, that even if there is different parts of you or part of you that is not totally open to receive or to want, and sometimes people go, of course I'm open. Yeah, of course I'm open. Yes, we are, but remember there's something that we call the subconscious, as probably everyone knows what the subconscious is, and that part of us, if for some reason doesn't feel safe, there's a good chance that you might not be ready, or the child, or we hold on to things because one way or another it serves us. Might not have that awareness or that understanding, but I have come across many people, work with many people, release a lot of stuff, came across a lot of belief systems. There is no such a thing as a silly belief system. They're there for a reason, mainly because we need them to somehow protect us. So sometimes we don't let go straight away because there is a part of us that still holds on to it with the feeling that if I hold on to this, I'm going to be protected. If I let it go, I might not be. So that's also important to understand that. I don't even know how we got there, but what I wanted to say is exactly what you just said, Tim, that it is, the healing takes place. And besides, my intention, and before we start the call, I send love to everyone, running blessings to everyone. So the energy of the call, when you listen again and again, you will still get something out of it because it's infused with unconditional love. And that's healing. Light and love is healing. Yeah. So even if the issue doesn't resonate with you, you'll still benefit from it.
Mm. The person from India, I think they were calling on Skype. They called back. So we want to see if we can try to hear them this time. Let's see. Okay, it might not be from India, but whoever called in from Skype again or from a computer, can you say your name?
Hi, Tim. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Wow. Very clear.
Good. I'm actually from the UK in London. I'm calling from the UK.
Okay.
My name's Daphna as well.
Okay, your name is
Can you
Daphna
hear
as well.
me?
Interesting, 2 Daphnas.
Yes. So when you were talking to her, I thought you were talking to me, and it was kind of crazy. My question, Mina, is I've been out of work now for 10 months, and I don't know why I'm having such trouble finding work.
Have I talked to you before, Daphna?
Yes, we spoke in October. I bought one of your packages way back in October.
October or more recently, probably. I remember. I recognize your voice.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I think. I recognize your voice. So, 10 months, you said.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And, sorry, ask me that again. What did you say after?
I go to interviews and I just don't seem to get the jobs, even though I'm qualified and sometimes overqualified for them.
Well, overqualified, sometimes that's what they say. Oh, you're overqualified. So the interviews that you are applying, is it something that you want to do?
Okay. That's interesting as well. I work in IT and that's all I've ever done, although now I'm discovering a spiritual side to me that I didn't know I had. So I don't know.
Okay, so what I'm seeing there is that's exactly where the nail hits, whatever they say. You hit the nail on the head.
The nail on the head.
Because if it's something that you're going to apply, but your heart is not there, you sort of pushing it away. Money aside, I understand that we all need to make a living, but what I'm feeling is your soul is pushing you towards something that's not that. So this is what you have been doing all your life. And you obviously would go, okay, well, this is what I know how to do. That's what I'm going to do. But at the soul level, I feel the soul wants something different.
Okay.
You're very creative. And I sense that you're also very powerful. Might be a little bit afraid of that power. And that's sort of, it's like on a limbo. Soul is saying, let's not do that. Let's move towards purpose, and this is what you're here for. But the mind is saying, I can't do that now because I need the money, so I have to go and get a job.
Yes.
Make sense?
That's right. Yes, that's spot on.
Yeah. So the fear of what's the main fear there? Let's see. It's the fear is the power. It's fearing your own power. What can happen, Bhavna, when you think about, okay, well, I'm a powerful person and I acknowledge that and all that, and I can create from this because I'm the creator. I co-create with the universe all the time. So let's start creating from love and stop creating from a fear space. When you think of I'm the creator, how do you feel? Do you feel yes,
scared,
excited, wonderful,
very scared?
Or do you feel
scared?
Very scared. Exactly. That's what the thing is. So what exactly are you scared of? Are you scared of your own power? Are you scared of not being able to manage your power? What's the scariest thing about your power?
Failing.
Okay, failing purpose?
Not being good enough.
Not being good enough. Okay. And do you feel this in any area of your body, that feeling I'm not good enough?
In my throat.
Where
My throat feels really blocked right now.
Okay. Let's clear the throat because there's some inner child going on there too. In giving power to men. Giving power to men by not speaking your truth. By not expressing, okay, so the cough, that's what this is about.
Yeah,
so let's enlarge there. There's a bit of sand going on there. So all the promises and vows you've made, either in this lifetime or another, or any other dimension, reality, any other time of your existence, where promises and vows were made of not speaking your truth, or of being afraid of speaking your truth and not be understood, or being afraid of speaking your truth and not being heard, or being afraid of speaking your truth and being punished, or simply believing that you were not worthy of speaking your truth. Let's pull all that now. Maybe have a drink of water. That will help.
Yeah, I will.
I'm just seeing the light going in and smoothing every part of your throat. Soothing, I meant. Soothing every part of your throat.
I understood.
Yeah. So let's open up the throat chakra. Let's do that by, so you already brought the love and the light. Let's bring some blue light there. Beautiful blue light and the vibration of truth. The vibration of speaking your truth with love. So love and truth. Connection with your inner self. To be able and to know that it's safe to speak your truth. And also let's give you the understanding here that it's safe to change. Okay. Talk about change and the throat started again. So all the perceptions that the child or any other aspect of your being has, seeing change as something that might be dangerous, or seeing change as something that might be not okay, uncertain, unknown, or negative. You know, release all those perceptions and beliefs and feelings. And that's also aligning with the highest truth from creation of what it is to speak your truth, and of what it is to know that it's safe to speak your truth and be aligned with the highest truth from creation when it comes to speaking your truth. Okay, perceptions of the truth hurt, and people will be hurt if I speak my truth or if I express myself. I see that coming from the child. So let's clear the trauma. And the fear of, so there's a fear of speaking your truth, but there's also a fear of saying something wrong. So all this trauma and shock from the inner child, where there is the concern, the fear, the not knowing if I'm safe, if I say the truth, or what if I say something and it's going to be wrong, then I'm going to fail and everyone is going to look at me and make fun of me. So this is child stuff. And there's also Atlanta stuff. Oh, good. So your heart just, so while all this stuff was happening on the throat, your heart just went like boom. It sort of came out a bit. Like, it was like, poof, came out. Did you felt anything there? Do you feel any energy going on there?
Yeah, I felt it go boof, and I'm smiling. I don't know why I'm smiling, but I just can't stop smiling now.
Good. You know, that
And
doesn't
it
need to
feels
be a
very
reason
hot
to
in
smile. It's very hot in
no,
there.
it's
That's
all
the
hot.
energy.
Yeah.
It's
It
is
is
hot?
5 in the morning here, and now I feel wide awake.
Oh, quarter to four.
In the morning, yes.
Wow, that's early.
I had to listen to
Yeah,
you, so I had to stay awake. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Bhavna. That's beautiful.
All right.
And thank you so much. And I'm so glad that you got on the call and that we could, you know, do this. That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
I'd just like to thank Tim for picking me, and thank Tim for being so open about his own story. It was really touching to hear that. And I hope it all works out for you. So sending you big hugs.
Thank you,
And I was thinking, start dating again. Take her on a date. First date, start again.
Yes.
I know it's easier than it sounds. But, you know, you could have had two for the price of one, as we say. There you go.
Thank you. Take care, Bob.
Thank
you very
so much,
both of you.
Bhavna.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thanks.
Okay.
Lots of love. That was beautiful.
Maybe Mina needs a break.
No, I'm okay.
Sorry,
Let me say this. I think that's so beautiful what Bhavna just said, because I said that to you before. Thank you for sharing. It was really beautiful to open up like that, so thank you. Thank you for being open to do that. That was very beautiful. Thanks again. Yeah.
So I think we had some people who came on an hour late, and we don't want to make you go all day, but you still have some energy for some more callers?
Yes, let's do it. Yes.
Let's do it. I'm so glad. Okay, good thing I don't have to work on today. I just have a concert tonight, and it looks like the clouds are starting to part, so I think my energy healing on the clouds are going to make them go away so I can do my concert tonight. So let's see.
You'll be fine.
Let's go with the 262 area code. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Nadine Stevenson. I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Wow. Nadine, thank you for calling in. How can Mina help you?
Hi, Nadine.
Hello, how are you tonight?
Hello. I'm good,
it's where I am. I'm not sure where you are.
I'm in Australia.
Oh, how exciting. How exciting.
Yes.
You
have a beautiful name. It sounds like a mermaid name.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What can I do for you?
I am dealing with a lot of internal struggles. Right now, my world is kind of shaken up. I don't know. I have a home business that seems like every avenue I'm taking is drying up. Therefore, my finances are drying up. And then it's affecting all other kinds of things. I keep trying to pray. I keep trying to meditate. Just feel like I'm not hearing what I should be doing. And when I make steps, it ends up not being the right thing. And I'm just like in this internal turmoil, and I feel like I have nowhere to turn. And
okay. So, you know what the first thing I'm seeing? There's a lot of stress there. Your body is like, whoa, it just wants to let go of all this stress and pressure. And doing. So the mind, it's on override. It's like going, 10 miles, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Analyzing, thinking, worrying. So to me, what I'm seeing there is your ego is running the show.
Mhm.
So when I say the ego is running, I mean there's different aspects to the ego, to my understanding, and I've dealt with, came across some different aspects. The two that keep popping in is the higher and the lower. So to have that understanding of what I mean is the way I see it is the higher is the one that let's do it, this needs to be done, and it's all about, action and doing it, but with all the pressure and the stress and the struggle and the proving. And the lower is the one that goes in and says, I'm not worthy of this, I don't want to do this, I'm not good enough, and gets into the fear. So they both come from a space of fear, but different aspects of fear. So what do you feel, which one is running the show? Is the higher or the lower? What do you feel?
The lower.
The lower. Okay. What's his biggest fear? What's the biggest fear for the ego? You can ask it, and you will get an answer. So if you ask ego, what's your biggest fear? What is your ego saying?
My biggest fear is to fail and lose everything that I have and just be a failure in life.
Let's send you more love. Okay. So you said first, Nadine, that it's, the failing, but what you said after, underneath the failing is losing. I feel that the biggest fear is actually losing everything.
Yes.
Yes. So with your permission, can we start by releasing those fears? We're going to send lots of love to your ego. And this is an exercise you can do. You can just close your eyes. Later on when you remember or, make that a reminder. And this goes for everyone. This will help you be more at ease with yourself, have less stress, and have a better understanding of what part of you is calling the shots. You can bring, I call it the love bath. You visualize, close your eyes, and can we do this for everyone? Let's do this for everyone. This will be good. So everyone on the call, there's many if you're listening now or later, just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And visualize a big spa, like a spa, maybe a bit bigger than a normal sort of spa, like an outside spa but bigger. And this spa is filled with unconditional love. And now we're going to bring your ego aspect. And we're going to ask the ego to go in this. Egos are very afraid of love, most of them. So before we do that, let's start by downloading to their ego aspect that love is safe, that love is possible, and that they are worthy of love, worthy of connecting with love, worthy of connecting with the divine part of us, worthy of co-creating with love, and worthy of being supported by love. And now let's gently go in the spa and pay attention of how does the water looks, what color is the water, what's the texture of the water, does this water have an aroma? And just allow the ego to stay there and absorb the healing love that's in this spa. So this exercise you can do anytime. You can leave your ego there all day, all night. Check every now and then, see if it came out. You can do this for the inner child, for the soul. You can bring all aspects into the spa. It's an easy exercise to do. It's very empowering because it's understanding, it's accepting that part of us. We have a little bit sometimes of difficulty accepting every aspect of ourselves and accepting that, okay, ego is an aspect. And like most of us, it just needs love and wants love because it doesn't know what love is. Society gives it a bad name. Don't, ego, just don't listen to it. And it's important that that aspect of ourselves feels loved. Love heals anything, everything. So how did you go with this exercise, Nadine? Did your ego jump in the spa?
It feels like it did. I feel lighter. Mhm.
Okay. Was there any difficulty jumping in the spa? Or you felt like you went for it? Some of it, yeah.
But it was a little difficult, yes.
Okay. Do you feel when you feel your body now, when you feel your head, do you still feel all that stress and that pressure, or is that different?
It's different. It's not as heavy, although I still feel confused.
Okay, so can we bring some sunshine to clear the confusion?
Yes.
Can we bring sunshine to clear the confusion, to give it clarity? And all the aches, pains, stress, pressures, obligations, needing to, having to. Let's also release that from every cell and pore of your body. All this, have to do this, need to do this. And the fear of failing, the fear of losing, and the fear of not being loved, or the fear of being alone. Let's release those. Oh, that is nice. It's like I'm seeing your body like a shimmering sort of silver light. It's beautiful. It's like when the water reflects when the sun reflects on the water and you see all that sparks, that shimmering light. That's how I'm seeing your body. How do you feel?
I feel better. I feel comforted.
Yes. Less stressed? Less pressure?
Yes.
Yes. Be gentle to yourself, my dear girl. And that goes for everyone as well. To be gentle to yourselves, boys and girls. You are much loved and much cared. And everything you need, it's within reach, and everything you want is within reach. Always remember that.
Okay.
It was a pleasure to talk to you, Nadine. I hope I could be of some help.
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
You're
Nadine.
welcome. Lots
Take
of
care.
love.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we've been going now for an hour and a half, and we need to probably end soon. I'm so glad that you've allowed us to take so many calls. But I have one caller who dropped in and dropped out a few times, and I want to take this last caller. Is that cool?
That's cool. That's cool. How
Okay,
did you go with the ego exercise, Tim?
I was feeling good too with that. I was multitasking because many people were asking me things on the Facebook page and other pages because they want to know when you're going to come back on my show, and I'm like, I don't know. So I was kind of half in and half out on the exercise there.
That's okay. You got some of it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back and listen to the call again. So everyone who's listening in, you can go back in about 10 minutes after we end the show. You'll be able to go back and listen to the whole show again. And the person also who messaged me on Facebook, she said Australia's a huge country. Of course, I'm in Japan. We have all one time zone. I used to be in the U.S., and we had 5 different time zones, and that's kind of crazy. But I guess Australia, too, has different time zones, too, and I didn't even know that.
We do. Different states, yes. Not huge differences like America. Yeah, 2 hours an hour. Yeah, we don't have that many
Okay.
different time zones, but different states do. Yeah.
So I guess I picked a time zone from another area of Australia than from where you're from. So in the next future call, if we get you on, and I hope we get you on in the future, I'm going to try to get all the different time zones in the different parts of Australia and get my act together. But let's go with someone in the 415 area code because I've never helped them before. So what's your name in the 415 area code and where are you calling from? Are you there?
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Hi, this is Marcella.
Hi,
Marcella?
Hi, Marcella.
Okay, Marcella.
Hi, I'm calling from San Francisco.
San Francisco, great. So how can Mina help you?
This is so great. Okay, so I've been really focusing on cultivating, aligning with my life purpose and doing my journey with that, and then my relationship of 17 years just recently ended, which makes me emotional, and it kind of put me into this depression, and I'm still yearning for my life purpose and, direct relationship to source, and but now I also have the pressure of sustaining, physical life, and anyway, I'm just in this depression and kind of not clear seeing.
Okay, Marcella. Let's just send you some love to start with, huh? More extra love, because I keep saying love, but let's just send you some extra love.
Thank you.
Okay, so your throat, the first thing that I see is your throat. Do you have any throat problems, like when it comes to expressing? Do you usually say what you feel, or you have a difficulty with that?
Yeah, sometimes I have difficulty with that.
Okay. So send some light there and some blue light.
Okay.
I also feel regarding the relationship, and that's probably why the throat is coming up, is this feeling that a lot of conversations, a lot of words were actually not said, and there is a resentment towards that. So you're resenting yourself for not saying the truth then, and also resenting your ex-husband for not being the person that you want him to be, or connecting with him the way you wanted to connect. That's what the thought is about. Now, I also feel that's important to understand this. Yes, you were together for a long time, 17 years. Mm-hmm. Sometimes what happens is we are meant to be with that person for a certain amount of time, and it doesn't mean necessarily that we are meant to stay together. So let's give you that understanding and acceptance. For all the parts of you that are hurting, let's give you that understanding that it's okay. And get, if I ask you, when you look back in those 17 years of marriage, what do you feel was the most valuable lesson that you've learned? Something comes up?
Yeah, I think, what I've learned now is that we weren't even, it was all based on love, but there wasn't conscious creating of a relationship.
Mm-hmm. So the relationship became more of falling back into routine than doing things together and appreciating each other's company and support and love?
Yeah, and my
Yes.
husband had a very, like his own schedule, and things were around the schedule, and it wasn't so much about the two of us being happy together. It was more about living life.
So do you really want to be in a relationship that has that energy, that has that environment, or you rather be in a relationship where you totally appreciated and love and cherished?
Yes, the last one.
Yes. So you
Yes.
understand now why it didn't work out?
Yes.
Yes. So the universe is telling you, hey, Marcella, girl, you deserve so much more. So much more you deserve. So let's bring that to you. So obviously, things cannot, we would say, well, we need to let go of the old to bring in the new. So new beginnings can only happen when endings also are happening. So this ending of your life, it happened because it's time to bring a new beginning. Now that might not happen next month or next week, but it will eventually happen. And the first thing when you start talking that I was getting is what you need to know, feel, because you probably already know, but what you need to feel and start feeling and start understanding more that part of you is really how to love you. Because the more you can do that, the more you're going to bring relationships towards you that are going to be, healthy, harmonious, and give you what you deserve. All the love and support and company and, being cherished for who you are and for who you deserve to be. Does that make you feel better understanding that from that point of view?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Thumbs up for that. Well done. So let's bring all that to every part of you. What we just said, let's bring that into your conscious, subconscious, giving that understanding to every part of you that you deserve to be cherished and loved and happy and supported and understood.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, your heart is smiling. So that something that just shift there because your heart is smiling. That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Marcella. Sending you lots of love.
Yeah, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcella.
You're welcome.
Take care.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Okay, I think that was our record we've ever taken on one show, so you've been amazing.
Really? That's wonderful.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever taken that many calls. I didn't even count how many. I think we took like almost 10 people, including myself.
I don't know, I've
so
lost
that
count.
was amazing.
I don't know, I've lost count.
So
But
in the
it's
future,
wonderful.
we definitely want to get you back on. So
I would love to.
I'll be asking you in the future. This time we might get the time zone right and everything. And for everyone listening in or for people who called in, you can always listen to this show again. It's going to be about 10 minutes after we cut off. You'll be able to hear it in the archives forever. And I'll probably put it up on YouTube because it's been a very popular call. And I'll hopefully get Mina on in the future. Before we go, do you have any last-minute things you would like to say? And please give out your website one more time and any other contact information you want to give out, Mina.
Okay, so what I want to say, I mean, it's starting to be a bit repetitive because I always say the same, but just love yourself. Just relax. Life is not supposed to be rush, 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 rush. Take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. Whatever gives you pleasure. Whatever, many different things for many different people. Whatever makes your heart sing. If you want to jump up and down for an hour and that makes you happy, do that. If you want to read for an hour and that makes you happy, do that. Find, even if not every day, but at least twice a week, something that really makes your heart sing, and do it. And whatever there is, don't be ashamed to do it. There's no need to be ashamed of anything. So that's one thing I would recommend. That's a start to start loving you. And go back, think about what do I need to forgive myself for. And I can tell you that now, you don't need to forgive yourself for anything because you haven't done anything wrong. There's only an illusion and only a perception that I've made a mistake. This was wrong. You shouldn't do it this way. It was all about the learning. So you've done nothing wrong. You don't need to forgive yourself for anything because everything was supposed to happen exactly the way it did happen. And again, just remember to do that photo exercise we talked in the beginning. Tell the inner child I love you every day. That's going to make a difference too. So that's the homework. Now for my webpage, I'll say it again. It's point love, and I say stroke. What did you say before, Tim? Not stroke. Hyphen. And love.com. So if you go to, if you search Mina Firme, Firme, you will find me. Either you'll find me on Facebook or you'll find me on Google. You will find me. Yeah. If you find me on Facebook, I will always post stuff with my webpage, so it's not going to be difficult to find me. If you don't remember, or if you just write love frequency, it would also show up. I'll show up. Okay.
And all the people who called in
to be on the show.
Yeah, and all the people that called in are on my Facebook friends, most of them, so they can get you on my Facebook friends too. So that's great.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mina. Right. I'm going to end with a song, but before I do that, thank you. I'm going to put you on mute because I'm going to do some final announcements and then end the call. So thank you. I'll talk to you in the future. Okay. Bye-bye,
okay.
Mina.
Thank you so much. Bye team. Bye everyone.
Bye everyone. Okay, so I'm going to end with a final song, but before I do that, I want to make the announcements for our next show. Our next show is on Sunday. If you're in New Zealand or in Australia, it's going to be actually early morning Monday. For me in Japan, it's 11:30 at night on Sunday. For people in California, it's 7:30 in the morning. People in New York, it's 10:30 in the morning on Sunday. We're going to have another Access Consciousness facilitator. This is like the 7th or 8th one, but his show is specifically for animal healing. His name is Jamie Verillo. So he'll be taking your calls to do healing on your pets, hopefully. If we don't get any people calling on their pets or animals, then we'll do the human-type animal healing. But we want to try to focus on mostly animals on this call. So please call in if you want to work with your pets. But if you don't, call in and we'll just work on you because we can work on human animals too. So this is the final song, and we're going to end with, I'm going to end with Open Your Eyes because that's what it means to be clairvoyant. I found out from the French word clairvoyant means clear vision. So this song is Open Your Eyes, how appropriate, from my CD called The Beginning Is Here. Thank you all, and talk to you guys on Sunday. The time in which we live, we have to look inside to find the place within